Hi, I'm Claude Harmon, Director of Instruction here at the Butch Harmon Floridian. I want to talk about the bunker shot today. Probably a shot that scares a lot of our golfers. Really one of the easiest shots in golf because it's the only shot where we're not going to actually ask you to hit the golf ball. We're actually going to ask you to hit the sand. And one of the things that I see when I'm out on tour and working with tour players is a difference in the way that they set up to their bunker shots as opposed to the way I see a lot of my students set up to it. One of the big changes that I think has happened over the last 5, 6, 7 years that I've been on tour is watching good players. They tend to have their hands much more back at address. So the shaft is never leaning forward. The shaft is almost kind of straight up and down this way or pointing a little bit back. And we see a lot of amateurs get their hands forward and have the shaft leaning forward. And one of the things that happens when the shaft leans forward is the hands get ahead of the club face as the club comes into impact, and that can cause the golf club to very much dig and take a lot of sand. And good bunker players tend to have their hands almost in line with the golf ball or just a little bit back. And one of the other things that I've noticed in working over the last year with Ernie Els is Ernie's hands are pretty low at address as well. So as he sets up to his bunker shots, his hands get nice and low and the shaft is pretty much straight up and down. So as the shaft is straight up and down and the hands are low, it really allows the golf club to pass the hands. And that's probably the thing that we see with all really good bunker players is right after impact, the club head is actually past the hands. So it's actually the opposite of what we're trying to teach most people to do in their full swing. To get good solid contact in your full swing, you always want your hands to be just a little bit ahead of the club head. Well, in the bunker shot, we actually want it to be the opposite. So we want that golf club to pass the hands. And when we do that, it helps have the loft of the golf club be pointing to the sky, and that's going to be one of the ways you're going to be able to hit your golf balls much higher around the bunker. I see a lot of people struggle when they have to hit a high, soft bunker shot. It's really difficult for them to get the ball into the air, and people tend to try and go backwards. So a way to work on improving your bunker shots is to try and have that club at address, the shaft, almost straight up and down, kind of pointing to your body. We never want to have it pointing forward. We always want to have it pointing kind of into the middle of your stomach. And one of the ways that you can experiment this is don't be afraid to go ahead and get your hands almost too far back and hit some shots with your hands too far back. And right before you hit the golf ball, go ahead and lower your hands. And this is going to make it much easier for you to get the ball out.